What's goody, Shellitronnn here. You can call me Shells, and I'm back again with a brand new video. And I'm gonna keep it a Bowberry biscuit. I am extremely surprised that this move happened as late as it did. I don't think there's a person who's a Panthers fan at all who can say that they're actually 100% satisfied with the performance we're seeing out of our kicker, Joey Slye. Now, we know he's had some great games. We know he's had some heroic games. We know that Joey Slye has one of the biggest feet in the league.
Pause.
The man can kick the ball very, very far. That's what I mean by that. Look, if the kick is 56 yards plus, I need Joey Slye out there on the field. 40 yards and under, I don't know if I can trust him. And that's not even a joke. Allow me to direct your attention to this tweet right here from Joe Person saying, Scott Fitterer says he's confident in Joey Slye, but he's going to continue to look at other kickers. What does that mean? You're confident in a guy, but you're going to continue to look at other players? Those two parts of that sentence do not go together. Oh, we're confident in this guy, but don't worry, we're also still looking at other players as well. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. Remember, we had a very similar quote about our left tackle position, talking about confidence at the tackle spot, but still being open to maybe trading for a player. You don't have confidence in something that you're willing to go out and try to improve at that same spot. That's just not how those words work. For example, if I tell you that I'm very confident in myself to do a backflip, 3-4 backflips in a row, and you say, okay, bet it up. I'll bet you $100 you can't do it. I say, okay, I'm confident in myself. I can do this. I show up to the meeting place. You see me in a helmet, elbow pads, knee pads. I got a whole line of mats rolled out there. I have the EMT over here. I have my Gatorade. I'm doing a bunch of stretches and whatnot. That doesn't show you that I'm confident. That shows you that I'm worried for my life. That shows you that I am scared to death, that I need all of these extra things around me just in case something goes wrong, and it leads you to believe that I believe something's gonna go wrong. I don't have all these extra safety nets and all these extra things going on around me if I'm confident in my skills. So when I hear Scotty Fitt say he's confident in Joey Slye, and he's looking for more kickers, the second part of the sentence is the whole sentence. He's looking at other kickers. And that's just how that works. And it's not very surprising that we get this tweet out of Joe Person after we saw our 20-3 loss to the Ravens, where Joey did kick a field goal, made one, but he missed a 37-yard field goal wide right. This is not the first time we've seen Joey Slye miss PATs, miss very short field goals. Joey Slye is inconsistent. Those deep, long field goals, I like Joey Slye. But those field goals underneath 40 yards, like I said earlier, it gives me reason to start shivering. I'm scared, I'm shook, I am absolutely terrified when I see this man, Joey Slye, trot on the field for these relatively short field goals. So it was no surprise to me when very, very soon afterwards, we get this tweet from the Panthers saying that they've added a kicker, a guy named Dominik Eberle. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. This is the dude who's been on practice squads. I mean, he's not really ever kicked in a real NFL game, but he did make all 167 of his PATs when he was at Utah State, and he had a game where he kicked 3 field goals for 51 yards. That gives you a little bit of a reason to, feel like you can maybe bring a guy in and compete with Joey Slye. And I use that word on purpose. I don't think that Dominik is going to come here and replace Joey Slye. I think this is really more of a, look, bro, you've not really been putting in the kind of work. You've not really been giving us the production that we really need. And let's be honest, it didn't just start at this preseason game versus the Ravens. Joey, you've been a lot inconsistent for a minute now. And as a kicker, you understand you have the least amount of leeway. You have the smallest margin of error of any player on the team. We kept Greg Little for several years after knowing this dude was not, I'm not going to get on Greg Little like that, bro. He got traded for a 7th round pick, conditional 7th round pick. We did trade up for him, but this man was on the roster for much longer than he deserved to be. But that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is to illustrate just how little of a margin of error these kickers have. And Joey Slye, admittedly, has been given a longer leash than I think a lot of other kickers in the league would have been, but I still don't believe that Dominik is here to completely replace him. This is to say, Joey, there is a competition going on between you and a guy who has not ever kicked a single field goal in an NFL game. Looked pretty good. Looked solid in college at Utah State. Hit 79% of his kicks there. Joey Slye, for comparison, only hit 73. Not everyone can be Vinatieri, so I understand. I didn't hate Joey Slye when we got him. We liked Joey Slye when we got him, mostly because Graham Gano got hurt, and he had some ups and downs, and the fan base was a little up and down on Graham Gano back in the day, so it wasn't like we all hated Joey Slye when he first came in. We actually, for the most part, loved Joey Slye when he first got the job. And if we really, really want to, we can talk about Butker in that situation. I understand all that. Look, the best decisions for roster moves weren't always made at the right time for this team. We understand that there are going to be mistakes made. I'm not going to sit here and defend Joey Slye. I don't hate him like a lot of people do, but he gotta fix something. Something's got to go. Something's got to give. I don't know if it's confidence. I don't know if it's just he doesn't have the ability anymore. I don't know if it's just something you can just coach out of him. But for real, kickers get the least amount of leeway because you have really one job. And it's one of the most high-pressure jobs in the NFL because you're expected to hit these field goals. Honestly, for the most part, if it's not 55 yards or longer, you're expected to hit every single one of them. You're expected to hit every single one of these field goals. And is it fair? Unfair? Who knows? I mean, we see quarterbacks float balls. We see running backs fumble sometimes. You see receivers run the wrong routes. That doesn't matter. As a kicker, first of all, if you've been watching my videos for a while, I don't even think kicking is a real thing. For me, I don't think kicking should even be allowed in the NFL. 99% of the game is played one way. You run, you pass, you get down the field to the end zone, you cross that plane, it's an invisible wall. At the paint of the end zone, you score 6 points. At what point does kicking a ball, when is that actually a real part of football? Why is it that you get the 4th down and you're kind of close, you can kick the ball to get 3 points instead of 6? How is kicking a ball through the air half as valuable as actually getting the ball into the end zone? If anything, kicking a ball should be like 10%, 20% maybe as valuable as getting a field goal. It should really be 1 point. I think all kicks should be 1 point. I think all kicks should be taken away from the game. I understand it's a part of the game and it's impactful because it's in the game, but honestly, I think kicking in general is bad. Start out on your own 20 for kickoffs. I don't think there should be kicking at all. It would be like if you got fouled in basketball and instead of shooting free throws, which is a shooting motion where the ball goes through the net, which is how the game is played, you had to start from the baseline and start doing backflips. If you can hit 5-6 backflips in a row, then you get 2 points after getting fouled. And if that sounds ridiculous to you, that's exactly how ridiculous adding kicking to a game where you run and pass the ball just randomly in there at 4th down and after you score. I just don't understand why kicking is even part of the game in general. But we're going to go ahead and be off that right now because this is all about Joey Slye and whether or not he's actually going to be on the squad this upcoming year. I won't lie to you. You won't really have a lot of time to look at this Dominik kid because you have, one more preseason game, and then, you're going to have a competition in camp at kicking the ball in not very pressurized situations? I mean, you're just at practice kicking. There's not a lot of pressure there. There's a whole different element to kicking the ball while you're just at practice and kicking the ball in a stadium with noise, knowing that the pressure is on you and it is expected of you to hit this kick. So, I think this is all about making Joey a lot more serious about his practice, a lot more serious about, when you don't have any competition, you know that you can be a little bit lazy, right? You know there's no way you can get fired from your job. You know there's absolutely no chance you can get fired. You may not work as diligently as you would if it was a high pressure and a very highly competitive role where if your production goes down even a little bit, you can be out the door for the next hungry dude who comes in the door and will work harder than you, longer than you, and will bring better results and more production than you. So you're going to work harder if there actually is someone, at that door trying to get in, just slam on the door, trying to get to your job, trying to get to your office and take your money out your mouth. Oh my God! Joey Slye didn't have that. I think this is what Dominik's here for. We're probably going to keep Joey Slye, but he needs a wake-up call. This man needs a wake-up call, and I hope this is it, but, oh man. between kicking and not taking the O-line serious, these are some very, very big parts of the game that need to be addressed. You can lose games by not hitting field goals. You can lose games by not hitting PATs. Joey Slye needs to take this a lot more serious. A hell of a lot more serious. But hey, that's how I feel about it though, man. What are your thoughts about Joey Slye, about Dominik? Do you think that Dominik's here to actually replace Joey Slye? Or do you think he was only brought in to make Joey Slye take the job and the role a little bit more seriously? How seriously do you think this competition is going to go? Do you think we're going to be seeing a lot more of Dominik in this upcoming preseason game? Or do you think we're going to be seeing more of Joey Slye where the team's saying, prove it to us. Go ahead and go out there. Don't miss. Boy, don't you miss. Boy, don't you miss these field goals now. And also, before I end this video, why even kick field goals in the preseason? Bro, can we not see our offense in pressure fourth down situations? Can we just say, hey, pretend this is the fourth quarter and we have to get a first down here. We're down 6 right now. We need a first down right here on every fourth down. I guess we get to see how bad Joey Slye is. That's one reason to kick field goals. Just to get a little check in on your field goal kicker. But still, bro, why are we kicking all these field goals in the preseason? I don't get it. But that's how I feel about it, man. What are your thoughts on all this and kicking in general? What are your thoughts on kicking in general in the NFL? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. And you already know what to do with that like button.
Cheers to you, appreciate the chance. Been told y'all I been the man. Been told y'all I had the gift. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Real ones gonna recommend. Count this as another win.